You're listening to the Uplevel Your Online Business Show, where wealth is empowering, purpose is crucial, and high vibes are non-negotiable. And now, here's your host, certified business coach and practical woo strategist, Sarah J. Loureiro.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Uplevel Your Online Business Show. I thought that it would be really helpful and fun today to talk about my rapid expansion framework. This has been something that I've been working on for the past few years now. And the reason why I wanted to develop a really solid framework is because over the past few years of doing business coaching and really bringing my business up and increasing my income considerably, I've come to understand that there are specific pillars that need to be looked at and really need to be expanded on in business in order for it to thrive, in order for your business to grow. And everyone can implement these pillars. Everyone who's a service-based entrepreneur, even for product-based businesses too, actually, the rapid expansion framework is really pivotal. It's really helpful to make sure that you have everything that you need in order to make your business grow. And so I promise you that when you start looking at the gaps in some of these pillars that I'm about to talk about, and some of the gaps in the SME model that's a part of the rapid expansion framework, you can start to see where you probably have gone wrong in the past, or where you might feel like, yes, that's the specific thing that I need the most support in. And maybe some of these pillars, you're like, I had never even thought that this is something that I needed. And so I thought I'd take the opportunity to really go through all of these in depth for you to understand why they are helpful and where the gaps could potentially be in each and every one of the pillars. So the rapid expansion framework has two different sections. And the reason why I did two different sections is basically because I really do believe that you have your strategics in your business, you have your marketing, your systems, all of that kind of stuff. And within those marketing systems, there's a few different pillars. There's just a few different spaces that you want to make sure that you have either a team member in or that you are doing full on in your business in order for it to hit another level. But at the same time, using that and using the strategics in conjunction with mindset and energetic work can really help you. Because if you're only focusing on the marketing aspects, and if you're only focusing on your messaging, your content, and just the ground level systems, but you are continuing to have really negative thoughts about yourself or your business, or you're continuing to feel really crappy and you're not in a level of belief that you're going to make it and that you're going to do really well, those are also going to impact the way that you do your strategy. And on the flip side as well, when you are not doing your strategy effectively, that's also going to obviously impact the way that you feel about your business and your mindset. And so sometimes when people are like, it's all about your energy, it's all about your mindset, it's really not. And I'm sure that you know that. I think that most of the people in my community know that. You could have the best mindset and you can have the best energy and the best manifestations possible. But if you're not putting in the work and if you're not really understanding what it is that people want from you and what they want from working with you, which is strategy, you're not going to get very far, because you need to put in the marketing. Business is marketing, essentially getting yourself in front of more people. You can't just manifest your way into magically having people show up at your door. You also want to make sure that you're putting in the marketing efforts to do that. And they're really strategic, and they're things that work some years, and other years they stop working, and our market is constantly evolving. And so making sure that you're on top of those things is also really important. Okay. So let's start out with the 6 pillars to soulful selling and getting lots more sales in your business. So this is part 1 of the rapid expansion framework. This is 6 pillars. So I divided this into 6 different parts. I actually used to have a few more pillars to this, but then I decreased them just because I didn't really feel like some of them were as needed and as necessary. Let's say, for example, I used to have email systems in my framework, but you don't actually need that to have a really, really thriving business. I have some clients who are doing so well and they barely use their email list. So just to give you an example. So I've really made sure that this comes to the core of what it is that you need with no fluff whatsoever. All right, so the first of these pillars is your messaging. This is kind of ground zero. It leaves the foundation of your business. So making sure that your messaging appeals to your target market and is results driven is so important. And I think where so many people go wrong with this is they'll say, oh, well, I already have this. I already have an elevator pitch. I already did messaging. I think one of the most detrimental things that we can do in our business is say, I already learned that. I already know that. But if your business isn't hitting the numbers that you really want it to hit, chances are, yes, you do know this, but you probably haven't implemented it as effectively as you could. And so that's why the foundational pieces are always so, so important. Because if you have a shaky foundation, it doesn't matter how much you try to build, how many Facebook ads you try to do, how much you try to grow, how many launches you try to do, that shaky foundation is always going to make everything crumble, right? So making sure that your messaging is on point, making sure that you have what we call an elevator pitch or a hot hook that is really understanding of what it is that your ideal clients want from you, your ideal client avatar, all of that kind of stuff, to me goes into messaging. The second pillar is packaging. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're crafting the perfect package that your soulmate clients are excited about purchasing from you. And the reason why packaging is so important is because you want to make sure that what it is that you're offering these ideal clients is something that they actually want, one, and two, that it's at a really great price point, not just for them, but also for yourself, that's actually going to make sense in terms of what your goals are. And so one thing that I see happening in terms of packaging a lot is one, not packaging at all. And so being like, I'm just going to do one-off sessions, and that leaves you in feast and famine for just so long. But also two, is feeling like you just need to be the most affordable person in your industry, or you think about what it is that people are willing to pay for your services versus what you believe is the value of your services. And that also leaves people on this really, really crazy hamster wheel of basically severely undercharging and then not being able to pay their bills, not being able to hire an assistant, and really not being able to scale because they're so busy with so many clients, because people are like, well, yeah, of course I want to get in on that dollar amount. But then you're also in a place where you don't have clients who are willing to invest more in themselves. So your ideal client there is going to be a little bit different than your ideal client for, let's say, for example, a 6-figure plus business. And then you're in that situation where you can't grow because you're just stuck. You're busy all of the time and you're working all the time. So making sure that your packaging is something that both serves you the best and serves your ideal clients the best is so important. And the third pillar is content. And so content is really how to position yourself mostly on social media and what to post to get people taking notice of you. So, is it that you're going to be on Facebook? Is it you're going to be on Instagram? Is it going to be that you're on YouTube? Are you going to have a podcast? Are you going to have a blog? And what I see happening in this pillar a lot is some people, they just go so long. So they want to be everywhere. And they're not going deep enough in specific platforms. And you really only need 1 to 2, maybe 3 platforms to grow, and even grow into a 7-figure business. Like, you don't need to be everywhere. And so it's so important that you choose these wisely, and that you also choose your content wisely, and that you're actually creating content that people are going to enjoy and that is going to get people to book calls with you. Now, the fourth pillar is growth. So making sure that you're not selling to the exact same people over and over again, and really finding out where your soulmate clients spend time online is going to be so, so helpful. This is something I see so often is I have this really amazing Instagram and I'm doing all these reels because, reels are so in right now. But when you're only posting content and you're not actually out there growing and getting noticed and either doing ads or doing some sort of growth strategy, you're not going to get a whole lot of people coming to you. It's actually really difficult to just do attraction marketing in business. And I've seen it time and time again where people are like, yeah, but I'm posting. But you're not getting the clients that you want. So you want to make sure that you are paying attention to growth and really implementing growth strategies in your business. And so pillar number 5 is relationships. So what I mean by relationships is being genuine in the way that you start conversations with ideal clients and serve them on a deeper and more intimate level. And so this goes beyond growth because growth is basically getting in front of more people. Relationships is starting nice, deep conversations with people, maybe on a one-to-one basis. Maybe you comment on something of theirs. Maybe you're in their DMs, or maybe you invite them into a live. And so that live is something that is going to foster a deeper relationship because it's something that's in real time with a select number of people. So making sure that you have those relationships. I know that this is the problem with so many automated marketing systems online, is this whole idea that I'm just going to automate everything. I'm not going to talk to anyone. And unfortunately, that really decreases the know, like, trust factor for your audience. And so if you feel like you're doing all of the other things, but you're not getting your sales, chances are that you're probably not going deep enough in your relationships and really creating enough relationships to make those sales a reality. So the last pillar is sales. And sales are so strategic, and they're also so energetic. There's so much of sales that is really based on positive thought psychology and based on empowerment. So sales are really both strategic, energetic, and also about our mindset. You want to make sure that you're empowering your soulmate clients enough, either through sales calls or direct messages, and really understanding what it is that you need to say and how it is that you need to frame your offer so that they're going to take the leap in working with you, because so many people just stay on that fence. And so if you are selling, but you're not selling effectively, people are going to stay on that fence and they're not going to purchase. Or if you're not selling enough, people aren't going to even know what it is that you have to offer. And once again, they're not going to purchase. And so making sure that you have that is like the last frontier. And of course, sales is one of the last pieces, because sales don't only happen on your sales call. They don't only happen in the DM. They happen as a result of your messaging, your packaging, your content, your growth, and your relationship building. If those don't happen, then sales are going to be that much more difficult. And so once you do all of those soulful selling pillars, that's kind of like more of the marketing side of the rapid expansion framework. That is the making sure that you have all of your systems, making sure that you have all of those things set up. That's a lot of the doing. But that's why I also wanted to bring that together with the SME model. So the SME model and the 6 soulful selling pillars are a part of the rapid expansion framework. This is the framework that I've used to create a multiple 6-figure business, and that so many of my clients have created 6-figure businesses from. And so usually people either don't talk about mindset and energy at all, and you have all of your bro marketing, which is like systems, set up your funnels, set up your ads, and as long as you talk about these specific things, you're going to make money. People are going to buy from you. And it's so much deeper than that. And that's why the SME model exists. So the SME model is basically just the combination of strategy, mindset, and energy. So strategy is the systems, the copy, and the stuff that you see. It's the doing, right? Mindset is dealing with the things in your brain and the subconscious that hold you back from being and embodying your best self. So the stuff that you don't see, but also the stuff that you need to do reprogramming on, right? NLP work, all of that type of stuff. And then there's energetic work. And so some people actually only say strategy and mindset. My problem with only saying strategy and mindset is I have a lot of my community is very left brain dominant. And so if I talk about manifesting, what you guys usually do is you're like, okay, cool. I'm going to take a journal and I'm going to take a pen and I'm just going to keep on writing down, like, I am making this much this month. But if you're not feeling it, you don't have the feeling in your body. And if you are not an energetic match for what it is that you want, it's going to be so much harder to manifest that. Right. And so mindset work is primarily in in your head. It's still in your brain, versus energetic work is the way that you feel on a daily basis. And that to me is very, very different than mindset work. It's very different than, just doing your coaching. It's also the being aspects. Are you enjoying your time? Okay. Who are you becoming? Are you becoming the six-figure earner? How are you staying in higher energetic vibrations longer periods of time to aid in the manifestation process and to help your strategies fully work for you? This is a part of the work. It's not all of the work though. And I think that there are a lot of people, especially lately, really saying that like energy is everything. Energy is a piece of the puzzle. Strategy is a huge piece of the puzzle. Energy is like the nice sprinkle that you put on top of everything once you have everything else flowing as well. And energy is really what makes you stay in that full belief, stay in a good vibration, and really just make sure that you're writing out your good emotions and you're releasing your negative emotions as much as you can. And so when you combine all three of these, strategy, mindset, and energy, you have the SME model. And when you combine the SME model with the 6 soulful selling pillars, that is when you start to rapidly expand in your business, which is the rapid expansion framework. This is when you start to be able to hit 6, multiple 6, 7 figures in your business because you have everything that you need and you're focusing on the right things in your business. But if you don't have some of these things, if let's say your mindset is wonky, you're really negative all the time, or your energy is wonky and you feel like you're unaligned all of the time, or you're not actually focusing on who you're becoming in the process of doing everything that you're doing, so you're just doing, it becomes a lot harder to expand. And therefore you take away the rapid, right? You take away the rapid part. And I am all about fast expansion. I love fast expansion. If I were to listen to so many people on the internet or even so many people in my life, I probably would not have made the amount of money that I have made over the past few years because I would have thought that I needed to do it slower, that I couldn't do it this fast. And that's simply not true, especially in online industry. It's actually, I don't want to say easy to scale because it really isn't, considering all of the blocks that we have in our heads. But really, once we let go of all of the things that we think we should do, and really hire the right mentors and hire the right team, there's really no cap on what we can accomplish. And so that is what it really takes to rapidly expand, which is something that I love doing. I don't love spending so much time being in one place. I don't love just having an income that only allows me to pay my bills. No, we're meant for so much more than that. And, to look back on where you are today, a year from now, and be like, oh my goodness, why didn't I just take those risks? Why didn't I just allow myself to expand? Because you're in the exact same place. That to me hurts so much more than taking the risks and making sure that I am really focusing on all of these pillars and this framework that I'm sharing with you today, that has really allowed me to grow and expand in really, really incredible ways. So promise you, if you implement all of these, and I know that it's a little bit more complicated than it looks, but hopefully now you have a little bit of a piece of this in terms of how it works and what is possible for you. You're going to start to see that even the answers to some of the gaps where you're like, well, how do I grow? Or how do I create better content? Those are going to start coming to you because now I just planted a seed in your head. So let me know if you enjoyed this episode. I would love for you to leave a 5-star review and hit subscribe. It would mean the world to me if you shared this with someone else who you feel like could really, really use all of the amazing advice that I give on the show. And if you want to reach out to me, you can always do that at Sarah J. Loureiro on Instagram, or you can head out to the website to check out the show notes. So sarahjloureiro.com/podcast. So hope that all of this really, really helped you. I can't wait to see all the comments and how much you implement this. And I will catch you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Uplevel Your Online Business Show. If you enjoy our show and would like the show notes and free goodies about how to grow your online coaching business, head over to sarahjloureiro.com for more information. We hope you'll tune in next time.